Hey everyone, KF here. I'm going to talk about two big plays that we had today. Both were bull flag breakouts, as you can see here on CANN and MGTI. I want to talk about what I was seeing. One of these, this one over here, CANN, I actually alerted and sent out last night well ahead of time. As you can see here, is on the watch list. I gave everyone a heads up on this play last night, and I even posted this on Twitter. I typically don't post my watch list on Twitter, but occasionally I will. So this one is actually out there for everyone to see. This is a buy over 350, and you'll see right here I have it as a price target as high as $4, and this one just executed the watch list plan perfectly. That's why it's so important to be in a solid chat room where we offer nightly watch lists with full trade plans like this, so that you can be ready for these huge plays. This had potential of up to 20%. I took profits early here at 395, but look as it continued all the way to 420, even came back and closed really strong. So you'll see this is a bull flag. Now, what do I mean by it's bull flag? Well, it's pretty straightforward. This looks like a pennant, right? I'll even go like this to help show. This looks like a flag. Imagine you're sticking this into the ground. It's a flag like that, okay? This is the pennant. See how it's upward shaped? That is what we call a bull flag. Same thing over here. You'll see I have multiple lines on this one, and that is because I was seeing multiple different trend lines holding here for this bull flag, and I just wanted to illustrate how much I love this over the $3 level. And look at the action we got here on MGTI over the $3 level. And you'll see, let's go find my alert here. Oh, here it is right here. This was the alert here in MGTI that I mentioned. I would be buying this over $3 with a stop loss of 289 and price target of 325 plus. Okay, I sent this out, I believe, probably about 2 hours before this stock actually went over the $3 level. I sent this out probably here in this area around 8:45 or 9 o'clock in the morning. That's Mountain Standard Time, so 11 o'clock Eastern Time. And it finally broke over, and look at this move it made. It was just really impressive. I ended up taking profits here at the 325-ish area for 8%, but it continued all the way to 340. This could have been, 14, 15% trade there. So this is what we call a bull flag breakout. Now I want you to pay attention to something. Watch what we have in common here. This is where it breaks above 350. Well, let's look at the corresponding volume. Now this is also a volume spike because it was market open. There's always volume spikes at market open. But there's no surprise that there's an increase in volume on the break over the top of that bull flag. That's what you want to look for. Same thing right here. Oh, let me let me try this again. Same thing right here. Look, this is where we get the break above $3 right here, and look at our volume spike. Do you guys see that volume spike right here? This is no surprise, no coincidence. This is what you want to see over the breaks of these critical levels of resistance. Now this isn't interesting because $3 is natural resistance, 350 is natural resistance, as well as resistance on the chart. Now what do I mean by natural resistance? Natural resistance comes at either whole numbers or 50-cent levels, or whole dollars, or $10 or $100 or $1. We call that natural resistance. There's going to be natural resistance when a stock tries to get over those levels. There's no surprise that this stock struggled to get over the 350 level for so long. No surprise that this stock struggled to get over the $3 level for so long. We call it natural resistance. Now, this is also more than natural resistance because you see the stock got denied here at these important levels. This is called an actual resistance, or stock resistance, or chart resistance, whatever you want to call it. But this is a mix of natural resistance as well as chart resistance that we're seeing here, that we bought this over those levels. Now, today was a really special day for me. Let me tell you why. Because I actually started the day off with 3 losing trades, and I was down quite a bit, as you'll see here. I took 3 shots. These 2 were dip buys that just didn't pan out. Riot was tricky. I played this over level of resistance, but it sold off to 18 before closing at the end of day up at $23, so that was kind of frustrating. But they were good setups, and I don't regret getting in them. But what it required was some serious discipline in sticking with what I know, sticking with patterns I know, and look how we ended up turning it around. I then went on to win 4 straight trades. This one at the end of the day was a similar situation to this one. I'll admit I kind of revenge traded Riot at the end, right near market open, so this was definitely my mistake. Wish I could take that one back. But I was able to turn around after being down nearly, over 10% or so. I was able to turn around and have a nice green 7.6% day. So I mentioned how happy I am about today, not because it's record breaking or anything like that, but because I was able to practice the mental discipline. So right here after this third trade, I took a step back, and Can was getting close to being alerted. And I had that on the watch list from last night. I knew it was going to be an A+ setup. Now, it would have been so easy for me to say, things just aren't going my way. I'm going to get scared. I'm going to give up, throw in the towel. And I would have missed out on this huge 12% trade. So it's so important to have confidence in yourself in order to bounce back from those trades. So these were two big trades here, CAN and MGTI. Cannabis plays, this is a marijuana sector stock, have been really hot recently. MGTI is related to some cryptocurrency and things like that. So this is the bull flag pattern this is a pattern that I really want you guys to pay attention and to look out for. Also, just want to show you guys, this is our website, kfinvesting.com. Come fill out this form and I'll get you in the chat room on a free one week trial. We'd love to have you. Also, you can follow me here on Twitter. Would love to have you here. You can message me or ask questions or anything here on Twitter. I keep you guys pretty updated. And also tweet some goodies here. As you mentioned here, I mentioned that IMPX could potentially be a runner with Mark running today. And IMPX ended up running from 34 cents to over 42 cents. So anyways, bull flag pattern here. Stick with A+ setup, stick with what you know, and trade confidently. Even if you've been down, you do need to make adjustments when you're down. For example, I stopped dip buying. VSTM, these two trades were dip buys that didn't work out for me, VSTM and AKTX. So I stopped dip buying. We can check out VSTM real quick. This was a dip buy play, released positive news, and this went red on the day. And it was a dip buy play that just didn't pan out. And so I changed my strategy. AKTX was another dip buy play that didn't pan out. So dip buy plays just weren't working very well. These charts are almost identical. I'll bring them up side by side. AKTX and VSTM, look how similar these charts are. Big pre-market spikes. And then, that's crazy. Look how similar these charts are. Big pre-market spikes and then big sell-offs, and they both went red on the day, just identical. So I made the adjustments necessary. I stopped dip buying and I looked for other patterns that were working, which were my bull flag plays. So trading is such a mentally challenging and it can be emotionally draining career. And so I just encourage you, that's why it's so important to study and put in work, because then you'll have confidence in your patterns. You'll be able to adjust when necessary, be able to look for other patterns that are working.